In this video, we're going to run through the vegan versus meat eater debate. Subscribe to the Next Genu YouTube channel and hit that like button if you like being a vegan. Now, let's get into the video. We live in a very interesting and changing world. The infrastructure is flourishing. People's lives are improving with each passing day. The normal person has the right to have more and more choices in life for every single thing, from where he wants to live, with whom, and what he wants to eat, etc. The problem comes when someone starts to oppose others, to attack, to see only the negatives, not to be ready to look from the other's point of view. Such a conflict often occurs between vegans and people who eat meat. As already mentioned, whether you are one type or the other, there is absolutely nothing wrong. On the contrary, that is why the world is so beautiful and colorful, because everyone can be different. Everyone can make their choice, be whatever they want. Then why is all this necessary? In our previous videos, we talked a lot about what it means to be a vegan. Some of you may not have watched it, so now I'll go through that quickly. Vegans are people who are extremely strict vegetarians. They consume absolutely nothing that comes from animals. To switch to such a regime can be influenced by many factors. Some people do it for health reasons, others associate it with religion, others want to try something new, and some people are doing it just because it's modern right now. Whatever reason, these people go on a completely different regime with their bodies. For most vegans, this is a whole new culture. One man once said, "If you control what you eat, you can control the whole world." Many strict vegans are strongly attached to spiritual endeavors and dimensions that are highly inaccessible to most people. They believe that it is through what they eat that they can reach their full perfection and discover things they have never seen before. Many scientific studies show many benefits to being vegan. People who are vegan have a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease as well as obesity. Cardiovascular disease often comes from excessive consumption of meat, leading to the accumulation of fat cells, platelet formation, and blockage of blood vessels. In the past, there was even such a disease, most often affecting the rich people due to excessive consumption of fatty meat. Other benefits of being vegan are clearing the body of extra pounds, dealing with overeating, and even inserting more easily into the budget. But the eternal question will always be, what do these people actually eat? Many of us think that vegans live a very nasty and boring life because everything they eat comes down to vegetables and fruits. We all know that they are extremely useful, but really, just that, all day, every day? In fact, that is not the case at all. The vegan menu can be extremely varied and delicious. As long as it is prepared properly, it can satisfy your every wish. A big plus is that more and more people are switching to a vegan regime, which leads to the introduction of more and more new ideas and products on the market, suitable for this group of people. There is an exceptional variety of recipes that once a person gets used to, they will not miss anything from a meaty menu. In their menu, vegans include, in addition to many other fruits and vegetables, a large number of legumes, such as lentils, beans, peas, corn, chickpeas, etc. Soy is very often in their daily lives, as well as its products, and it is actually quite popular due to its high content of vegetable protein. Numerous cereals and seeds are also included. However, being vegan also hides some risks. With a poorly prepared diet, we can easily lead the body to a deficiency of a nutrient, vitamin, mineral, amino acids. The options are many. However, whichever of them happens to us is not the most pleasant thing, because when the body is deprived for a long time of something it needs, it will suffer, and that leads to major complications. Vegans often cannot get enough protein or vitamin D and vitamin B12. And when that happens, we feel it, because it's not normal to feel good when our body isn't feeling well. To help with the improvement process, many people also start consuming nutritional supplements so that they can get everything they need. And despite everything vegans go through, despite everything they do for nature and society, they are often misunderstood by people who are not in such a regime, sometimes even hated for what they are. And here immediately comes the question, why does this happen? There are many theories, but perhaps the most plausible is just the big difference between different people. As mentioned before, being vegan or carnivorous is your choice. There is nothing wrong with either. Our ancestors, like theirs before and so on, ate mainly by hunting. If we go back to the time of the cavemen, we will notice that the only way to survive was through hunting, as well as through the fruits and edible grasses they knew. Then they did not know what agriculture was in the beginning. They didn't even know how to light a fire, but they knew one thing: they had to survive, no matter how. So, hunting has become their main way of eating. Years later, humans have evolved. From the caves, they have come to build small villages in which to live. Hunting remained in their lives, but it was no longer the #1 priority, as they learned to raise the animals on their own. And so, on the path of evolution, they always look for ways to improve. That's how we get to this day. When something is so deeply rooted in us, it is difficult to give up. Generations before us ate mainly meat, which is where it becomes a pure habit of people. And habits are something very interesting. Once a habit is built, it is difficult to change. For this change to happen, there must be a very big reason. So, at the moment, there are already huge farms built all over the world, which are intended to feed our population. Various species of animals are kept for food, to which the normal person has daily access through supermarkets. Meat is a staple on many people's diets. It allows it to be cooked in different ways and gives a finished look to any table. Meat has many useful functions, such as being rich in protein, amino acids, and vitamin B12. By eating meat, you can easily feel full. And as we have already said, the meat is easily accessible, easy to prepare, and suitable for any portion. As with veganism, however, meat still has its drawbacks. It brings many benefits to the body only if it is from reliable sources and in moderation. What does that mean? As mentioned a while ago, if you overeat meat, it can lead to major negatives in your body. The most common and visible is obesity, and the bad thing is that is only the beginning. When a person is overweight, the functions in his body are severely impaired. The body needs extra amounts of blood pumped from the heart, which can lead to its enlargement and other complications afterward. When there is too much accumulated adipose tissue, it complicates the work of other organs, which can lead to some unpleasant diseases. Another very important thing is where the meat we consume actually comes from. Due to the increased population, increased food production is required, which, as we all know, is sometimes not the best thing for humans. In many cases, animals are not structured to grow as fast or produce as much as humans want, and then the human hand settles. This inevitably involves the use of various preparations leading to the achievement of the desired objectives. But in the end, these preparations often remain in the animal itself. From there, they inevitably remain in both meat and animal products, which in many cases is not good for humans. Here we want to say this is not a mandatory factor for all animal lovers, but there are many proven cases of the use of these products. After all, we can't be completely sure about the food we eat at the supermarket, whether it's meat or vegan products. we can only be completely sure if it is produced by us at home. But this has become increasingly difficult in recent years. Many people are too busy with their careers, their families, and their dreams, and growing produce at home requires a lot of time and effort. That's why we strive to simply be satisfied with the best we can find on the market. As we have already said, whether you will be a vegan or carnivorous is entirely your choice, and in both, there is absolutely nothing wrong. Our appeal to you is to start simply trying to see others' point of view and to appreciate it. And even in the moments when we don't understand it, just respect the decisions that the other has made. Let's try to be better people, to respect and accept ourselves as we are, because that is us and there is nothing more wonderful. And last but not least, be proud to be vegans or meat eater. But don't do it just because it's fashionable right now. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the content, you can share it with friends, as well as write to us and leave a comment in the things you've tried. Subscribe if you're new around here, and give that like button a massive hit if you want to see more videos like this in the future. See you next time.